at SicEm365.com.
All right, here we go. This 5 o'clock hour winding down. Tomorrow, football practice. Eric Mateos, Matthew Pallage will be available along with some players. Craig will be at that practice at the end of the show on Thursday. Paul?
This is Paul Catalina's Top 5 at 5:55.
All right, top 5 Baylor men's basketball questions to answer as we now are official in the offseason. And, of course, brought to you by Slapsticks Comedy Club, coming soon. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Kevin and Mike always doing some funny stuff, kind of updating you on the progress of everything we've got going on over at Slapsticks, bringing the funny back to Waco. All right, top 5 Baylor men's basketball questions to answer. Number 5, who's coming back? They need to know that. We talked about it earlier with Ashley. I mean, this is kind of an obvious one, but who officially is coming back? Davion Mitchell, no. Matthew Meyer, probably. Teague, Butler, Vital, not coming back, more than likely. So we'll see how that comes down there. Number 4, to me, how does their recruiting change now that they're the national champions? They're still going to go after the same kind of players, but how do you filter that through? Because believe me, the phone is going to get picked up even quicker than it already has been.
Yeah, and just because they won a title a certain way doesn't mean that will be the exact same way they potentially win a second. You know, there might come a point where there's a player who's so good that he kind of carries you there, but I mean, we know how important character is and the familial atmosphere and all of that. Yeah, I mean, that's what's a slippery slope for teams, especially ones that haven't experienced that level of success before. You
know, Syracuse has been to a bunch of Sweet 16s and a few Final Fours, but they've only won one, and it's because they had a once-in-a-lifetime player in Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
And some other really good players. They're NBA guys too, but Carmelo Anthony did that. And I think it's because Jim Boeheim hasn't changed his style.
Yeah, and, you know, there will be better players that are now more interested in Baylor. So, yeah, I mean, just stick to your formula and maybe you just have more open doors than you did before. And you get higher rated guys, but that still fit your mold that maybe you wouldn't have gotten before the title.
Yeah. All right, what are the returning players' new roles? And so what does Jonathan Tchamwa-Tchatchoua do? Flo Thamba's probably going to be the same. Do you change him up based on the skill set? What is Adam Flagler's new role on the team? Matthew Meyer's not going to be a sixth man if he's coming back. Those are the things I wonder going forward. You know, what LJ Cryer, is he the point guard for sure?
Well, based on what Ashley said, unless they bring in a transfer that is seasoned and maybe a third or fourth year guy, but he was talking about LJ Cryer, a guy who's a point guard who can shoot.
Yeah.
Which is what made Davion Mitchell even more dangerous. I would think Adam Flagler, to me, is a 2-guard, a shooting guard. And again, what are you going to do? You're going to be 3 perimeter, 4 perimeter? Meyer can do both. Is he kind of who does he place? Whose place does he take?
Yeah.
Because you had Vital, who played kind of the role of Vital.
One who replaces Myers, then contributions off the bench. Yeah,
and you have somebody off the bench.
Effect.
Maybe it's one of the freshmen. You hear good things. Is Kendall Brown going to be somebody inside? I'll tell you this right now. Flo Thamba, I always stop saying anything like on public or social media. He has to get stronger and he has to get better hands. But when he played Gonzaga, if he has that in him, my God. Mm-hmm. With an off-season to come with weights and training, and obviously Jonathan Tchamwa-Tchatchoua, my goodness, I think that the sky's the limit with him.
The light might have come on for 3 guys in particular in the postseason, and that's Everyday John, Flo Thamba, and Adam Flagler. Mm-hmm. And number 2, how many of the freshmen contribute? Now, I think we all expect Kendall Brown to be a major contributor. Does Langston Love, does Jeremy Sohan, do they contribute as well? Does another Freddie, if it's Ty Washington or whoever it may be, do they contribute as well? How many of those guys have to contribute?
Why don't you ask Fran Fraschilla about Jeremy Sohan?
Yeah, he's
at the same time, though. I mean, part of the reason why they were where they were was because they redshirted pretty much everybody.
That's right.
And they had the old team, and the old team beat up on the young teams over and over again. So, yeah, I mean, given the number of departures, probably at least 2 of those 3 guys play, I would think.
Yeah, right. And probably have to.
To. But,
all right, number 1, and this kind of goes back to number 3, but who is the point guard?
Yeah.
Who is it? You know, and is he on the roster right now? And LJ Cryer is certainly going to get the first crack at it because he's here and he's back. And you know, they really do think highly of him. He was the 9th guy off the bench, honestly, obviously, but you know, they didn't have to go 9 deep.
The 9th guy off the bench of the team was 5 deep at guard.
Yeah. So
maybe even 6 deep, right?
But we saw the guy looks like he's going to be able to shoot, and he's very athletic and quick, and you know. But it's also about distributing the ball, and what worked for this Baylor team this year, and whether they are a 3-guard format or whatever going forward, is who are the guys who are going to be unselfish and distribute.
Okay, all right, I like it. All right, one more of those from you until you're off to your Never Neverland. And so thanks to our guest today, David Wesley. Thanks to Terry Teagle. Thanks to